Hey, welcome to Sports and Politics with T. I'm your host, Tanya. Tonight we have made it back to Monday, guys. Listen, I hope everybody has enjoyed their weekend. We have made it all the way from November the 17th, guys. We are already over halfway the month and it's almost gone, guys. Thanksgiving is less than 2 weeks away. And also, listen, guys, I know I had a lot of emails coming in on last week as far as the Thursday show and the Saturday taping. Had a few things that I had to get done on last week and definitely apologize about that. A few things going on with my electric and my heating from my home. So I had a lot of stuff that I had to deal with on last week. But everything is back in order now. And guess what, guys? We are going to talk about a lot of stuff that's been going on in the pipeline. The government shutdown is finally over, okay? Now, we've been hearing from people, and a lot of Americans are relieved because at least now, some of the federal workers can start getting paid again. And some people are getting some of the benefits as far as SNAP benefits because they did release some of those benefits for November. We still don't know how December is going to look. However, it looks like that things are starting to, turn around a little bit for the benefit side. So tonight we're going to talk about the government shutdown and why I think that this is going to be so important for, this relief to come in now, okay? Because you got to understand, guys, Thanksgiving is next Thursday? Not this Thursday, but next Thursday. And so a lot of families and a lot of people in general hadn't had a paycheck in over 35, 36 days, almost 40 days. So this money that's getting ready to hit is very, very crucial. You got to understand people's electric bills, car notes, mortgage, rent. I mean, the list goes on, and so my thing is I'm very, very glad that these people are getting the relief that they deserve, because it's just not right. I just think that was just so, just not good for the American people. I mean, people are already struggling. And so for you to take away the little bit of assistance that they do get, all because you're trying to take away from, or trying to, I guess, save on the budget or whatever, but it's really not saving on the budget. Now Donald Trump is proposing, he's saying something about he's going to do a $2,000 stimulus check for the tariffs. Now, listen, guys, y'all know how I feel about this. I don't know if this is true. If it is, that would be great for the American people because I'm telling you, people need as much assistance as possible, However, if it's due to the tariffs, then you got to wonder, if the tariffs was supposed to be helping us save money, but you're turning around and giving that money to the American people, isn't that going to put us back in deficit, So it's just so much to really think about. Now, he is proposing, like I say, it's called a $2,000 stimulus for the tariffs. It's a tariff stimulus check. People have been speculating. They're saying, is it going to hit by the end of the year? You know what? That would be awesome, especially for people during Christmas time, But I don't know. I just don't trust it, guys. I'm sorry. I don't trust it. And the reason I don't trust it is because, he really hasn't given the American people any stimulus since COVID. And I think back then it was like $600 or something like that. It was very, very small. And I think he gave another one for like $1,000 or $1,100. It was very, very small, And like I said, that's been over 4 or 5 years ago. So if he does give these stimulus checks, at least let it go ahead and hit now. Because I'm telling you, people are in desperate need. People are feeling it, and it's just sad, Sometimes I try to put myself in people's positions, especially, people with kids, and I tell you, that's my hat goes out to you. My heart goes out to you too, because I know that it's got to be really rough and it's got to be very, very tough, especially with the winter time coming up now. Temperatures getting cold, and it's just a lot. So tonight, like I said, I'm just doing like a brief video, just talking about what I feel about, this whole idea as far as, the government being reopened. For me personally, I am so thankful that it's open. And I'm very, very, very happy that people are finally getting some assistance. Because think about it, guys. Just imagine not getting paid for a month or going over a month with no money coming in. People having to take side gigs just to, try to still earn money and make ends meet. Meanwhile, you have people that are greedy. They're billionaires and millionaires, and they're taking away all that help that people are getting just to line their pockets, to make them more and more richer. So no, I don't agree with the whole concept of, the richer gets richer and the poor gets poor, because without the middle class, these companies would not be able to survive. In fact, the rich couldn't even survive either, because it's on the backs of working class that they're able to flourish like this, so I'm just telling it like it is, guys. Y'all know I just feel like it just needs to really, really change. Now tonight I'm actually filming near my living room area, and I decided to film in here because, like I said, I'm having some work done in one of the rooms that has my computer and all that stuff. So I'm probably going to be taping here for a little bit until everything gets straight. I'll tell you, about 2 weeks ago, my modem went out on my internet, and then they replaced that, and now it's some type of electrical circuit with one of the sockets. That's where my computer and everything and the hard drive and all that stuff is done. So I said, well, okay, I'll just tape it in here instead. So until they get that straight. And then, of course, my HVAC. I had to get the heating unit replaced as well. So it's one thing after another. Y'all know how it is when you're a homeowner. You got to take care of so many different things. Okay, so that's one reason why I didn't tape on Thursday, even though I probably could have went live. But I still wanted to, do a crystal clear version of a great video right here so everybody can see that, hey, I'm still here, guys, and I'm still rooting for the American people. All right. All right. So yes, but yes, guys, so like I said, they're talking about the $2,000 stimulus. Like I said, I don't quite, not that I don't believe it. He hasn't done any stimulus checks in a while. It's been a minute. So I won't believe it until I see it. And that's just how I know that it'll be true at that point. Okay. So, but anyway, also, I did get a lot of feedback on my video from last Monday talking about JD Vance and, the whole Charlie Kirk, JD Vance, Erica Kirk, excuse me, fiasco. And I still stand firm on what I said as far as what I feel as far as that relationship. A lot of people gave me some feedback, and I appreciate that as well. We'll just have to see. It's still early. I haven't heard anything else since then, because it's been going on about 3 weeks now. So and I didn't hear anything going over the last weekend. So but we'll keep an eye open. We got to still keep looking at it and still seeing, if there's some things that's going to change, if they're going to get a divorce or not. Hey, who are we to say, right? We just know that when we're looking at the timing of it all, like I say, it just didn't look good at the moment, at the time. So if they do get a divorce, hey, then for a fact that this was all a setup to begin with. Okay, so also, guys, in the news, let's talk about it. Thanksgiving. Everybody knows Thanksgiving is next Thursday. Now, we have got a boycott going on with Target still. Pastor Jamal Bryant has stated that he feels that the African American community should not participate in Black Friday this year. And this is with all retailers. Now, I don't know if it's, because of what's been going on. I don't know if he's just specifically, singling out Target. But from my knowledge, and you can look it up yourself, Pastor Jamal Bryant is stating that we should not partake in any Black Friday sales at all. Okay? Now, the reason being is because, everybody knows earlier in the year, Target got in trouble with the DEI policies. And so his thing was, since we are really the biggest consumers of most of the retailers and the restaurants, and it just really in general, that if we pull back those dollars even more, that we may see even more impact, so he's got a point there because I think the manager from Target, his salary got slashed, I think, from 6 figures to almost like it was a huge drop in his salary, so it does make a huge impact, and the fact that they still haven't budged on that DEI still, even after that, let you know that they're not willing to try to work with the African American community or the minority community to try to help Black business owners and all the people get back on those shelves. Okay, reason being, like for instance Tabitha Brown, and everybody knows who Tabitha Brown is. She had a vegan line that was in there. She's a millionaire, but she still had to take all her stuff off the shelf just because they wouldn't allow her to sell her product anymore, so it's just sad, these retailers, they don't care. They don't mind taking your money. But when it comes to you profiting, like I said, they don't want you profiting. They don't want your face on the shelf. If they had it their way, it would be all white Caucasian products. And it may be a slim picking of minority. So, and I think that's kind of how it is anyway. So, because if you think about it, you go into stores, you don't really see a huge selection in general. And I'm not really a big Target shopper. I never really have been in general. I've been in there, a few times here and there, but I never really think to go in Target, or really any of the stores that are, I feel like some are kind of, priced a little higher than normal, on certain things. And so we just have to see, is it worth it for us to do that Black Friday shopping? A lot of people are doing Cyber Mondays now, for Thanksgiving. In fact, those sales now are running pretty much all of November. Usually that second week going into the end of November, you got sales going on even online, and sometimes those online sales are even better than those doorbusters, so we'll see, guys. We'll see. I'm gonna keep an eye out on that once I get my stuff situated and I can start showing my videos again, and then you'll be able to see what I'm exactly talking about. But yeah, he's saying, we should not partake in it, and if that's the case, you're talking about tons and thousands and millions and billions of dollars not getting generated this year, Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Honestly, I think the sales are not going to be as high anyway, even just if you do shop, but just for the simple fact that most people, especially if they haven't gotten paid in over 35 days, a lot of people who would have had that money to spend because they were getting paid on a regular basis, now they got to play catch up with all their bills, because think about it. You're 30 days behind and now your next month is getting ready to be due. So a lot of times they could have saved a little bit in between, but because they have to play catch up, they may not have that excess money anymore, to do that Black Friday shopping or even Christmas shopping, So honestly, I just don't think that the sales are going to be as as high or profitable anyway, just in general. I could be wrong, right? But I really think that it's going to go down this year. And then also with the SNAP benefits, people are now just getting some, well, not everybody, but some people are just now getting SNAP benefits just to see if they can get some food for the holidays, So if people don't have money for food, you think they're going to have money for Black Friday? No, they're not. They're going to have very slim pickings on it. So like I said, it's crazy, guys. I'm just hoping that things will be better going into 2026. I'm praying for a prosperous year. I'm praying for people to get the assistance that they need, and that the government will start slacking off on some of these Trump policies, because it's hurting people, guys. It is hurting people. All right. Also, guys, I was going to tell y'all, I did get me well, I ain't going to tell you. I'll show it to you later. It's going to be a surprise. There's some more things I had to take care of other than my home. But let's just say I like it very, very, very much. And that was something that I had to do today as well. So, but I'll show it to you a little bit later, guys. But yeah, I've just been a busy bee, y'all. And again, thank y'all for all the comments, the likes, the shares, everybody subscribing to the channel, giving me the support. I appreciate that with all of my heart. I really, really do. Okay. Now, going into Thursday, let's talk about it. What we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about Jasmine Crockett. And we're also going to talk about some of the things that's been taking place with her, and some things that doesn't look good on her end. And also Candace Owens, that's another thing. So we're going to talk about two African American ladies that are heavy deep into politics. One is on the Democrat side and one is on the Republican side, which will be Candace Owens. So we're going to talk about some things that's transpired in this last week and a half that I feel like we really, really need to go over. Okay. And also, guys, if there's some things that y'all want to see, or, I'm very open to any dialogue, any emails, content, anything that you say, you know what, I really hope you do a video on this. Guess what? I will be glad to cover what I need to cover for my fans and for all of my subscribers. Okay. Because guess what, guys? This channel is growing. This channel is going to continue to keep migrating, and it's going to keep, we're going to keep the momentum going into 2026. Okay. I'm very excited as far as everything that's taking place. And, now it's just Thanksgiving time, guys. I mean, people say, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Of course, I got to do a little cooking, because me and my sisters, we're going to get together and put some stuff together. In fact, we're probably going to have a few extra people more than normal come this time. So it's going to be good. We're going to meet kind of in the middle and put some stuff together and try to have a very, very nice Thanksgiving. And luckily I am off that Friday where I work. We're off Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. So I get a 4-day streak where I could just eat and sleep. Okay. So everybody say you don't need to be sleeping. And you're right. I don't. I need to be exercising. But it is the holiday season. And I said to myself, well, there's really no need to, well, I put it like this. I am going to indulge, okay, because it is Thanksgiving. But I'm not going to try to pack it on like overdo it. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't eat like I used to. I really can't. There's places where I be so hungry and I get there and I eat few bites, I'm good, but now, home cooking, that's different. So I am going to go a little bit longer on that. So we'll see, guys. We will see. I hope everybody else have a great Thanksgiving as well. And I hope y'all be safe and, make sure that check your surroundings, make sure you get enough. And if you need to get your stuff now, I would get a little bit earlier this year, just for the simple fact that because of the way the economy is and the way people are flocking to the stores, and especially when those benefits are hitting now, there could be shortages on a few things. So if you're in these stores and you see something that you need to go ahead and get, I would just go ahead and get it, as quickly as you possibly can. Because I'm telling you guys, in less than a week and a half, okay, the turkey will be here. The ham will be here. Everything will be here. Okay, so mark my words, it's going to be a great, great Thanksgiving. Okay. But yes, guys, I said, let me just come on and do my video tonight. Normally come on around 8, but I decided to kind of go about 8:30, 9 o'clock tonight, because I needed to take care of one more thing. And then Thursday, I'll be back in my normal swing at 8 o'clock. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have enjoyed the content. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also, if you can, please hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any episodes every time I come on to YouTube. I will be back on Thursday. Like I said, we're going to talk about Jasmine Crockett, some scandalous things that's been going on with her, who's on the Democrat side, as well as Candace Owens, because she's got some things that she's been being investigated for as well. So we definitely going to take a look at this on this coming Thursday. And also, I forgot to tell you too, don't forget, guys, even for Christmas, if there's some things that you need to go ahead and get and you have the money to get it, do it now. That's why I just have a feeling. I'm not saying there's going to be shortages everywhere. I'm just saying Thanksgiving and Christmas this year, because of the way things have failed so far, and why I'm stressing this is because usually when you take away money like that for a period of time, people tend to flock to these stores, whether it's grocery stores or retailers. Okay, so like I said, even if it's just a few things here and there, if you're out and you think you have the money to go ahead and get that stuff, I would try to go ahead and grab it as quickly as you possibly can. Okay, because I want to make sure everybody gets enough for everything. Okay, I know I'm gonna pick up a few things this week myself, and then I'll pretty much be good to go probably by next week. So all right, guys. But again, if you enjoyed the content, please hit like, share, and subscribe. And also hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any episodes every time I come on to YouTube. Okay? I will see everybody on Thursday. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week. And I will talk with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.